Hey everybody, Cheryl here, and I'm with my beautiful model Caitlin. And as you can see, Caitlin has, let's get a little bit closer. Caitlin has a grown out balayage look. She has about 40 to 50% gray going on in her natural color. And what I'm doing is I'm covering her gray and I'm melting it down into the new ColorSync Vinyls Rose Copper. So I've already put the first one in, and I want to show you how I'm melting this technique, keeping it clean, keeping it simple. On her gray coverage, I'm using ColorSync 3N mixed with equal parts of 3WN. I want to give it good saturation. And then I'm going to go about a half an inch below on my Rose Copper formula. That's the new ColorSync Vinyls Rose Copper mixed with Matrix Universal 10 Volume Developer. Now I've got a space there in between on Caitlin's hair, and I'm going to go in with my new CBC brushes. That's from the Christopher Benson collection. You can find him on Instagram at CBC. Okay, and you can see how the bristles on the brush are variegated there. So it's going to take, they're both ColorSync products, and I'm just going to melt this down into my Rose Copper. Okay? And then I'm just going to slightly wipe the tips right there on the towel that I have on Caitlin. I'm going to lay that brush down, and then I'm going to put another foil on there. I have some extra long foils there. And what I want to do is I want to keep a clean application throughout. I'm going to section off about 1/8 of an inch section. Clip that excess hair out of the way. And ideally, now this is not what I did with the first strand, but ideally you will take your lighter color, you'll put it on there first, apply it. Make sure you have good, even saturation. And then I'm going to go back with my gray coverage formula in ColorSync. I'm still going to leave my space in between the two. And I'm going to go back again with my CBC brush. And I'm going to melt the dark down into the Rose Copper. Now, as I go throughout her hair, I don't want to create any hard lines. I want to give it a real soft flow, whether she wears her hair straight or whether she wears it curled. She has natural curl in her hair, or if she chooses to use say a large wand or curling iron to create different texture in her hair. I want it to look good, and I want it to have dimension all the way around. So as I go randomly, I will take my Rose Copper maybe a little bit lower on one side. And by doing that, when I use my CBC brush after I have saturated her regrowth area, I can take my CBC brush and I can melt down in there, and I'm going to go down this far on this side. See how if you guys can see it in the light, and then a little bit further down on the other side. So when her hair's fixed and you see that movement, Caitlin, can you move your head this way just a little bit? So when I go down on this side, I'm going to go a little bit further there. I'll show you a little bit more on the next one. So I'm going to put my extra long foil in there, lay that on there, and I'm going to create another section there. Do I get this? I want enough hair that I can visibly work with, but I also want a thin section so I can get great saturation. The more saturation I have, the better the tones will be. Okay, so now I'm going to start back again. Now, I'm going to go this time a little bit higher up on this side. Almost just at the very bottom with my rose copper on this side. Okay, then I'm going to go back in with my gray coverage formula. Wipe my brush off, I dropped it in my bowl. All right, I'm going to go in. I'm going to give it good saturation right here. Good saturation in any color is the key. And now I want to come down just a little bit, not enough to get into the rose copper. Then I want to take my CBC brush and I want to melt it down. So I'm going to have variations all the way throughout her hair, creating a lot of blending and a lot of movement and light when she moves her head. Okay? So I'm going to continue with this application. I'm going to let this one upload to YouTube. And then later on tonight, I will have some photos of her on Instagram. Look for me on Color One Up on Instagram at Color One Up. That's COLOR, the number 1 and up. And you will see the finished before and after photos of Caitlin. Thanks for watching.